Yo, what's up? It's Concealed Media. Oh, we in another location. We in No Stress. Shout out to my boy Sud. What's up, man? We back with another high episode. I'm your boy Dre. Got my girl Ray Dawn with me. Got my partner 2Bar. And we got he got the same damn name. What's up, my guy? My boy Andre Michael. He is an entrepreneur, artist, CEO. He got his online manufacturing clothing company. Boy, he doing the thing. We about to get into it for real.
Super dope things.
My boy Andre Michael, what's up again, my brother?
Andre,
what's up, my boy?
How's it going,
what's
everybody?
up?
I'm chilling. Feeling good.
Yeah, we feeling
Feeling
good.
good?
We just took a shot. You already know what's going on. Shout out my boy Rob Stinson for the hat. Know what I mean?
Yes.
But we Concealed Media, man. What's up? We pulled up on you this time. What's up? What we doing, man? Got the music going.
Yep. Just dropped the latest single, Sleep Deprived, and it's going pretty well. Mm-hmm. Definitely looking for some more motion, and actually next month I'll be dropping the next single.
Okay.
That's called 3 Minutes.
All right,
3 minutes. So not 4 minutes,
Nah.
but 3 minutes.
Hold on.
I'm talking to the ladies.
Talking to the ladies?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Is
guess-
that like,
Can I ask you?
like kind of what? Can we get into that? Like this may be like
okay.
what 3 minutes? Like let's tap into the 3 minutes. What is the 3 minutes?
What's the first minute?
Honestly, the truth
The
is,
second and the third.
You feel me?
No, he's asking all the right questions. Thank you.
honestly, 3 minutes, half the time when I go and I look for the beats, I allow the beat to remain the same. I just base it on what the beat's name already is. I don't change the name.
Nah,
so,
facts. They do be having names on it.
Yeah, 3 minutes is basically just 3 minutes. But if
3 minutes though, like 3 minutes on the track, 3 minutes that it took you to record the song, like what is the significance behind it?
I'd say if I was to say anything, it'd be like 3 minutes to explain what my point is pertaining to my approach and of the song. The song's really, that particular song, the next single, is talking about serenading, treating a woman, your woman, to a night out.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
That
Taking
was
her.
that was an important keyword.
Nah, yeah, we need that, man.
For real.
Yeah.
Your
We always
woman.
talking about how we need more R&B representation, especially now, men and women, it seems like we don't get along enough, bro. So tell us how you just your R&B style or how you got into it and stuff like that. How you what's your R&B style? What you going?
Well, honestly, how I got into music, I was listening to people like other artists like Joe.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
You got Usher, Cisco, Yvonne.
Come on now.
Those type of artists.
Right.
Chris Brown came around later on.
Oh, no. So you
Later
dancing too, B? You don't look like a dancer.
Not really.
Ah,
I know how to
If you
move.
need to, you will tap in.
Right.
Yeah.
I said
Okay.
that if the mainstream come, you might have to do a little pop like
You know, a little one, two, not too much.
Yeah,
Can I
if a
ask
female approach me
Can
and
I
needs
ask you a
something.
question?
Yeah.
What song can we put on that I know if I'm gonna put this song on, now I'm gonna get her draws? I'm gonna let you know I want to get the draw.
that. That's what R&B for now.
I think the latest one might be because is it that obvious
Come on.
that I want you, girl? It's saying again. I like to talk to my woman. I don't want to talk to another woman, another man's woman, or another woman. She's claimed, or she don't want to be claimed, and that's not my type of woman in the first place. So, is it that obvious that I want you, girl? You're talking to your woman because you want
That's
her
what
to
you
know.
said earlier. You said when you were talking, you said you were a woman. I don't know if people caught that.
No,
when
facts.
they run it back, they gonna notice.
Nah, that's good shit.
Because you're not saying just all the ladies, any ladies out here in the streets. It gotta be your woman.
Right.
Right.
Some and describe your ideal woman to you, the perfect woman.
Honestly, I gotta be the first thing. She's got to be educated. She has to be educated because if I'm wrong, she has to understand that I'm wrong. That requires an understanding. That requires experience. If I apologize, she has to be willing to accept my apology, and so she has to have been wrong herself and understand what accepting an apology is. So education is important. That's one of the main key factors for me, honestly.
That's real right there.
Nah, facts.
Secondarily, responsibility. There's so many different women out here that don't truly understand what the importance is of responsibility, whether it be being a mother, a friend, and then in terms of home ownership, saving money. There's more to a relationship than just how good she looks.
Right.
You know,
Come on now.
the sex and
Right.
there's more. You know, because you're gonna have to get older with this woman. You're gonna have to develop some type of retirement plan with this woman. There's more to. It can't just be about today. When you approach your woman, you need to be thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Andre Michael paying in a relationship? Is he paying 100%, 50-50, 7-30?
That's a
we
big.
want to know, man.
That's what people fighting over
Shit,
nowadays. That
what
50
is
50.
Andre
That
Michael
shit getting
paying?
ugly, boy.
200%. Why? I'm the man that's gonna
Oh, wait. How much again?
200%.
200 out of 100. He's overdoing it.
Yeah. Why? Because I'm gonna buy the house.
Right.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
promise you your house. I'm gonna let you choose it. I'm gonna pay for it, and I'm just gonna make sure that you're happy because I know that you're gonna make sacrifices, and you already are making
How
sacrifices.
do she got to come in for you to do all this, though? Is you coming in out the gate saying like, shit, 200, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I mean, what's
Right.
up?
I know you ain't no.
Absolutely.
I know you ain't no simp. Now.
Absolutely
Can't let
not.
it. Can't.
It doesn't give that.
Right. Can't let any.
Or does it? Like, I mean, like, kind of. Are
Or
you?
does it?
You know, like, do you fall in love quickly, or is it kind of like a build up? Like, you know.
You know what? I'd have to go in the past a little bit. Before me today, I was excuse me for the lack of better terms, I was a
Scare me.
piece of shit.
Yeah. Come on now.
For lack of better.
We all were.
I wasn't the man that I am today. You know, I made bad decisions. I made bad decisions in the choice of women that I chose.
Right.
So if I was making bad decisions in the women that I chose, then I was making bad decisions in general in that time of my life. So,
Period.
Thank you, Richard Johnson. No, there's a lot of that.
so it's more so, I guess it has to do with me realizing the mistakes that I made, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just fessing up to them and being a better person for the sake of the woman the woman I was looking for, the woman I have today. So it's not easy. She has heard the stories. She has experienced it with me because we had the conversations over dinner, over a movie. We talk, we communicate.
Wow.
She understands that I'm not interested in any other woman. I just recently did a video last Friday. Last Friday I shot the video for Sleep Deprived, and it's actually on YouTube. So go check that out. And
Out now.
out now. There was a female in the video, and I had to hold her hand. We were skipping rocks at the lake, and I showed her the video, and she helped me with the thumbnail. I was like, what should I? She said, use the part where you're holding her hand.
Wow.
She's comfortable.
Yeah.
She's,
Right.
she's super secure.
Very.
Yeah.
I make sure she's secure.
Like,
Come
she's
on
very
now.
secure.
Come on now.
I'm just shooting the video. Come on now.
And
You already
see,
know what's up.
that's something that you're like doing because you know, like, she's the one that's gonna make sure that you're good.
Yeah.
You know, that's not something that you're just doing for any woman.
You can't.
Nah, facts. So to
Oh,
get to that
definitely.
level, you know, you got to have some deep introspection for real. So, like, what brought you to that point? Because you know, eventually settle on one girl. You know, something got to happen to you. Or you got to go through a life experience where you be like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't know if you feel comfortable. Well, you know, let us know what happened. You know, made you go that way.
Self-realization. Realizing again that you are not a good man, realizing that you have been a bad person,
Right.
leads you to
So you do come in, like, men do come into a realization like,
Yeah.
maybe I
I was
was.
a bit of shitbag, you know.
You know what I'm
Doing no
saying?
wrong.
So you do go down those paths where you realize like, I want shit. I could have been better.
Yeah. Right.
Damn, I miss her. Damn, I may never find anyone like her. Now I'm gonna settle for something because this is really not what I want. But I still love her. That's what you're telling me right now.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about that.
Well, she tried to sum it up like, I didn't say all that. No,
no, no. It
No,
actually
not for you though. But I'm just saying that like some men have to like,
not
true.
they have to eat what like they put out there. It's okay. Something wrong with that.
They do. For me, I chose because I could have any woman I wanted.
You chose a different path. Your
Could
journey is
approach
a little bit
anyone.
different.
And our approach is, who are you? Versus, damn, who are you? And I'm not even looking in your eyes talking to you.
Right.
You know, before.
Scared.
Yeah. But and then, you know, the streets. I wasn't trying to have a job. I just had my
Scared.
first daughter.
Right.
She's 6 months.
Wow.
things have changed.
Right.
my
Your
my
first
responsibilities. Yeah, my only child. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's real right there. That's real.
Shout
Do
out to
you
Lil-
plan to have any more children, or is it like, how do you feel about that?
I don't. I don't
Alright,
know
we're done.
about any of them anymore. I don't think so. I have a stepson as well, so he's 6.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So you got 2 kids already there. That's
Yeah.
all look good.
We're good here. Let's wrap things up here around here.
Like, so we definitely done got into how you got into it, but how is it? R&B is not popping. It's not popping as much. Some people are still trying, but how is it trying to move around and get people to this is my new R&B? Because I feel like a lot of people just listen to the old for real.
Trying to get people to listen to the new. Actually, I have more of an old style, but I incorporate new. So you have that older type of, I guess, approach, the viewpoint. But then I utilize new with the music,
Right.
as far as beats.
The beats, yeah.
Yeah, try to use that hip hop edge. You want to get people to dance,
Right.
but you need that relatability. So the relatability comes more so from the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so not to interrupt you too, Bar. I know he had a really good question, but I just kind of wanted to get mine in really quickly. I know that you've been on a super big media run right now. So can you tell us some of the platforms that you've been on, some of your favorite platforms, the hottest podcast in North
Besides
Carolina?
Concealed Media,
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Just,
know what I'm saying?
let's tell us where
No
you've
stress.
been. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying?
I can say before this amazing, concealed media,
Experience.
experience. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's
Manga.
definitely a vibe. I can sense that the vibe is amazing. You guys are really good people, I can tell, and you guys are passionate about what you do. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on this particular podcast.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir, appreciate it.
Definitely.
We thank you
welcome.
for wanting to tap in with us. Shout out to AC, my artist.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
This
he-
AC.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, well shout out my boy.
I
AC.
met him at
Scale me.
where were we at?
Y'all were here at a mixer.
We were at Charlotte. I can't remember exactly where we were.
You was
but I
at the
met
Hornet
him.
Street?
No, we were actually
it was
at a
probably
club.
some type of club, like a lounge, more of a lounge,
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
you guys were outside working, networking, shaking hands, kissing babies,
No, eating chicken wings
doing
and
all
shit,
the
know
things
what
that
I'm
you're
saying?
supposed to do as an
Okay.
artist.
Yep.
So
Alright.
you guys ran into each other, and he kind of just told you like, my manager,
Yep.
she has the hottest podcast in North Carolina.
Yep.
And he told me, and I was like, let's lock in. And that's why we're here. But even, let's go back to that. Like, even just to you having your flowers, because you're an artist before anything. And your craft, you're perfecting it. You've been through things. And you're learning. And you came to our platform. We're the hottest in the motherfucking city.
Ray Dawn never misses the opportunity to pop her shit. So we appreciate her for sure. Self promotion
Better pop.
at its finest. What you have for him, 2 boy?
Now I had a question though. Is it hard to compete with like artists that like rappers like almost that sound like R&B, but they not R&B singers like a Tootsie? You know what I'm saying? Is that hard to compete with like a
Go with
Tootsie
names.
as you as an R&B artist?
Truthfully, again, I go back to the past because I was a foster kid. I went to
I
prison.
was too.
Yeah, I was stabbed 5 times. At 17, I had a gun put to the back of my head.
Wow.
I've slept in a car. There's
And
no way
where
possible.
was this going on at? Like, what location in the world?
The beginning, it started in Rochester.
New
I was
York,
in foster
right?
care, yeah.
And that's where you're from. You're not even from here.
No,
So it's just kind of like you already in a different bag,
right.
mindset, street-wise.
Yeah,
You done seen a lot of things.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I can't be the same because
Nah.
my story is different. And it doesn't start in Charlotte. It doesn't start in North Carolina. It doesn't
Right.
start in the South. It starts in the North. And it doesn't even start with my family because I don't even know my family. So the story is different. The depth of the story is different. I'm not taking anything from any other artist, but to answer your question, I don't feel that there's any competition because of the fact that I'm me and I'm different and I am R&B. Now, in today's music world, you have to have that mixture. You have if you're looking at your insights and you're looking at your data,
Right.
you got to realize you got an 18-year-old that may be interested, and you have a 65-year-old that may be interested.
Right.
That might be the depth of your insight, your data. Therefore, you got to have something that 18-year-old can dance to. You got to have something that speaks to that 65-year-old. And so I don't think that I'm the same because I take those types of things into consideration. It's not about just making you dance. I want to talk to your spirit. I want to talk to your heart. I want to talk to your soul. I want to go there to that moment that you experienced that hardship, and I want to bring you out of it. I want to go there with you, but I want to bring you out of it. And when we come out, I want you to have learned something. You know what I mean? I want you to, there's a lot of trauma that we go through. People talk about mental health a lot. It's very, very important. And I'm still answering your question. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. Everybody wants to be hard. You know, yeah, I could fight. Yeah, I've been to prison. Yeah, I've been stabbed, like I said. I did the street stuff, you know? But that's not all I want to talk about.
Right.
There's so much more that makes up a human being than the hardships.
Right.
Okay. So you really like getting into what the foundation of music is, like the expression, and you trying to touch people, you know what I mean, pause or whatever, but you trying to, you know, interact with people through the words and through the sound of what you're trying to make or whatever. But while we got that second, y'all make sure y'all go follow at Conceal Media on Facebook, even Instagram, YouTube. Shout out Bluntville. Show them the merch right on.
And we appreciate you so much. Bluntville sponsored our episode, but we also wanted to give you a care package as well. I know that, you know, you don't smoke like, you know,
You
anymore.
got some cousins, you know cousin,
But,
you know what I mean?
you
Look
know,
Pookie.
pass this on to
You
the
ready to roll
people,
up,
right?
Got somebody in mind.
You know, anybody that we got you. We got a Pooh Shiesty mask.
Oh shit.
You
Nah,
know.
don't give him that. Don't give him that.
Not for you, of course. You know, we got an ashtray, a jar, keychain, everything you need.
All types
So
of goodies.
we appreciate you so much.
Shout out
Well,
to Blood.
thank you.
Shout out to Bluntville.
Shout out Bluntville.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Andre Michael, so much for tapping in with us. Shout out to Bluntville for making sure that we have the care package for you. We definitely want y'all to make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Andre, I know you had something that we wanted to tap in with Andre with.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's on me.
Two bar.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Make sure y'all go to the bottom and subscribe to Conceal Media.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Trey.
Yes.
Can-
Oh, no, this
Two
great.
Treys.
Wait. Which one, Andre or Andre?
He said it
I
so
just got
kind.
personal with my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because I felt when he was coming.
Andre or Andre?
Andre.
All right, go ahead.
With my boy Andre, you know
Big
what
Dre
I'm
or Lil Dre?
saying? They both Big Dre. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do my boys like that.
Big Dre or Big Dre?
Big Dre.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But look though, no homo though. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Look though, so where your foundation started when you started your R&B career?
Oh man, let's see, Rochester,
Okay.
Rochester, New York.
So how long was you down there?
In Rochester?
Yeah.
I came here when I was about 15,
Okay.
so
So you were
It was a
like,
good- it was a
you were
good
born
basis.
and raised.
and in Rochester, mainly it was in New York,
Right.
Newark, New York, but not Jersey, Newark.
Of course.
If anyone's familiar, so
Right.
Rochester, New York. If you know what a bus matron is, if anybody knows what a bus matron is, pretty much a bus matron gets off the bus and walks behind you because the steps are so large that you can't step up them by yourself and you could fall. So they just assist with putting you in your seatbelt. You're that young.
Okay.
So I discovered myself when I was that young. I was going through some hardships. I was a foster child. I was already in foster care. I was actually living with my foster mother, but she is basically currently my adopted mother, but she passed away. And R.I.P. to Tabitha Berry. I lost her September 21st of 2014.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow.
That was my heart. She saved my life. She saved me and my brother's life. Took us all three of us in. So
Shout out to her.
I gotta shout my angel out. Because if it
Every
wasn't for
time.
her, I wouldn't even, none of this would be. So
We're super proud of you.
For sure.
yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate it. So I was on the bus one day and I used to be humming and stuff. And this bus matron was like, "You can sing, can't you?" And I was like, "How the hell do you know that?" And I felt like that was God's first implementation or implication or however you want to place it. Like when you put money in a piggy bank, I feel like that was the first drop to initiate my gift.
Right.
Because I had already
Great
discovered
visuals.
myself. Yeah. So, and then the second time was when I won a talent show. Tab was doing a talent show, and I won the rabbit that she had, and I sung a song, you know. But I
What
didn't
song?
really.
What song you sing?
I can't even remember.
Oh Lord.
It was
Can
a
you
song.
can you give us a tune?
Any tune?
Yeah.
Any tune.
Why not?
I'll give you some of this one that I like. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum.
Andre Michael. Concealed Media.
Girl, I know this might seem strange. See, I've been watching you for about a quarter for step into you this way. See, I just to know your name. That's all I'm gonna give you.
That's hard. That's hard.
So.
Okay, that was fire.
Yes, sir. Let's scat. Yes, sir. That's Andre Michael. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you do it.
So I basically I just was playing with my voice, and then eventually I got locked up. I was in the hole, Central Charlotte Central Jail.
Mecklenburg County.
Yes, and I was in
what's
the
up?
hole. Yeah, I was in
Hold
the
on,
hole.
hold on, B. Hold on.
Yep. Let's fast forward to 17 years old.
Right, this nigga say, I was on the
17.
bus humming, now that
Yeah.
then the
Like
next
we
day I
not,
was
we're
in jail.
not gonna just
Let's go.
go past that. Like
Let's go 17.
2014, 17, 3 years later, boom.
Yeah,
Alright,
so I'm in the
alright.
hole, right?
Right.
17 years old,
Keep up.
and I hadn't really understood my capability to write
Right.
or sing. I didn't know if I could or couldn't. I just played around with it. So somebody heard me in the vent, and they were like, "Who's that singing? Who was that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's me, room 12."
Right.
And they were like, "Where?" They started sending requests, and so I started singing song after song after song, and that gave me
What were you
confidence.
singing?
Gospel songs,
So-
freaking different songs. They were teaching me songs that I didn't know.
Did you start off like singing like in chorus on the choir or anything like that?
My mother, when I was very young, the actual real birth mother, she was actually the choir director. From what I understood, my father could sing, my mother could sing, my aunties could sing, my
It runs
grandmother
through the
could sing.
blood.
It's- I guess it was in the blood.
Yeah, it
I
runs
just
through
didn't
it.
know.
It runs through your blood.
Right.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure when they were sending you requests, you was probably freeing them in their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what somebody else was going through.
Come on
And
now.
as you was singing, your notes was just, you know what I'm saying, traveling.
All throughout the,
Come on now.
yeah. And then when I came out, they was looking like, "Oh, that was you."
Come
And so,
on now.
Wow.
Come on now.
and then I got another opportunity. I was out of the hole, and I had a next door neighbor that used to, and he kind of taught me how to write because, and I was still in jail. I was like writing a song, and I'd come out when it was time to come out. I'd be like, "Bro, tell me about this song."
Right.
And he'd be like, "Nah, that ain't it."
Right.
And then I'd be like, "What?" I'd go back in, write another one. He'd come out, present it to him, like, "Nah, that's not it."
Right.
And then the third time, finally, after, because I guess I just felt like I needed to prove myself to him.
Right. It was a challenge.
Yeah,
Right.
it became a challenge. And then third time, he's like, "That's the one." So I discovered something that I utilize to this day. You can win people over. You can utilize your own understanding and implement that understanding to allow someone else to receive it. It's just a matter of how can they relate.
Right.
Take them into the water, like that song says. You know,
Take me to the water.
yeah, take them to the water. Like
Can't help but drink.
you got exactly. You cannot force somebody to, like, you can take them to the water, but everyone's going to drink a different way. That's what I mean. So the listening factor, the experience factor, you're going to have to realize that this person's experience is not going to relate. The relatability clause is important when you're writing music. This is why I'm so different. And I can answer that question
you.
just to finish it up.
We would like to know.
Because I think about the encounters thereafter the song's been written. You know, it's not about me. This is my gift that God gave me for you, for
Right.
my peer, for the sake of them understanding themselves. Coexistence is why we're here. We're not going to be here forever, and so if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to understand my brother and my sister. You know,
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Dre, you was talking about foster care. So I was adopted too. Well, I was part of foster care, and I was adopted too. But I came into foster care at the age of 2. So what age was when you came into foster care? If you don't mind me asking, cause so I know some people it be touchy for some people,
Yeah.
but I was one of the ones. I'm not gonna lie. My mama taught me and wanted me to know my family. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just met my mom when I was 33.
Wow.
And I'm not from the
Your
Carolinas.
birth mother.
Yeah, my birth mother. I'm not from the Carolinas. I was born in Richmond, California.
Wow.
But I was raised in North Carolina because I moved here when I was 2. And I never knew, like, I don't really know my other side of the family, you know what I'm saying? All I know is my adopted mom. But I'm getting to know, you know what I'm saying, as I get older, I'm getting to know, like, my...
That
other
explains why you move so fast. Like, you don't stop.
True.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
right,
Like
though.
now,
You right,
it's
though.
not the ADHD that I thought.
No, you
it's
right,
just
though.
like that's just from
Nah,
your
she
roots.
right though. But nah, and she saying that.
No,
but
for
nah,
real, though.
But nah, and she saying that because as a kid, I used to cry. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I thought somebody was gonna leave me. I didn't think nobody, cause that's all I knew. Like, if you put me here, I knew somebody wasn't gonna come back, cause that's how it was. Like, I'm used to, know what I'm saying? Cause I don't remember me seeing my mama, but I remember that I had love with somebody, but then I look up, they wasn't there no more. And that's how I thought life was gonna be. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For me, I was around like 4 actually.
So you weren't too far from me then.
I came home
4
one day.
years old.
Mom was locked up because my sister had some marks, and you know the white, you know how them teachers are. They ain't out. They don't look like us.
Yeah.
And so they take things a little more serious than maybe.
She reported it.
Exactly. And my mother got locked up, and there was a caseworker waiting, and I hadn't really. That really separated me from my whole family. Separated me.
Do you feel like it was at the time? But now that you're older, do you feel like it kind of saved you, or how do you feel about that happening at that age?
Good question. Difficult question, but good. But it's a good question.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't mind because I have an opinion on that. I
Right.
feel because my mother didn't graduate sixth grade, she probably wouldn't have been able to offer me much in terms of how educated I am now. It really comes from my foster mother because she was the one that would correct me when I said words incorrectly. She's the
Right.
reason why I'm so
That's how I
articulate.
feel.
You know, I articulate my words this way because of her.
Shout out to her.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Tabitha Ann Berry.
And I feel the same way by he saying that, like, when I went back, like, to Memphis and I really got, like, seeing, like, some of the background of my family, I was like, you know what? Everything happened for a reason.
Right.
Even when I went back to California to see my mama, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I cried, you know what I'm saying? Tears fell, but I told them the same thing. Never forget the lady in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't have to do what she did.
She didn't.
Right.
Because I know so many kids that went to foster home, to foster home, to foster home, to foster home, and didn't get taken care of, really.
No.
I went to Disney World. I went places that most kids couldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what? I want to add something. You said never forget the woman in North Carolina, and you're speaking about your foster parent,
Yeah.
your foster mother.
Yeah.
Right.
I just was I was just with a mentor and some mentees because I was one of those as well, and they were talking about honoring your mother, and I thought that was a
mother and
little
thy
interesting.
father.
Yeah.
Honor your mother.
Exactly.
And thy father and your days shall be longer.
Longer. That's what they said. And I said, I had to think. I said, And I asked him, how do I do that? Then you know why. You know why.
Right.
How do I honor somebody that beat me, starved me, that misunderstood how to raise me, how to take care of me? And then they said just respect her. And I called her yesterday, and I called her like 8 times on each phone, and I didn't get an answer. Then I text my brother, I'm trying to call mom because I want to say, I forgive you. That's what I want to say to
I
her.
was gonna ask you that.
Yeah, I want to say, I forgive you.
Forgiveness. You forgiven her.
Yeah, I went through a lot. I'm to be honest, since it's a podcast. I could be like I said, I'm
Be
vulnerable.
yourself.
I was molested in foster care by a female, but I was fondled. I was beat. I went through probably more in foster care than but it still allowed me to grow and become as strong as I am today. I can be a mentor to someone. I can teach and I can show. I'm the person that's willing to have empathy
Right.
for someone.
Right.
Foster care homes aren't as secure as they should be.
No, they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
And that's a whole nother healthcare topic to really tap into.
Exactly.
You know, just like CPS, social workers, you know, like everybody just having a huge role in the healthcare field. And me personally, like that's what my degree is in. It's in healthcare administration. And I'm sorry that I'm like talking, but I just feel like hearing that story, it just makes me feel like our healthcare system has failed us.
Yes, it has.
It really has failed us because that's not my struggle and that's not my story. But hearing you say that, like, I just couldn't imagine.
Right.
I really couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, there were so many homes, several homes that I went to. They mistreated us and they lost their license, but they should have
Good
never
for them.
obtained a license in
Good
the first
for them.
place.
Good
Should
for
have been
them.
given the right to,
Good for them.
yeah, have innocent kids that were already traumatized to go
Put
into
into
a
your
home and be
homes.
traumatized furthermore.
Right.
Excuse my language. That shit made me so mad right now. Like,
Yeah.
cause I'm telling y'all, like, I thank God that I was fortunate to meet a Montaka.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Thank you, God.
my mama, like, bro, like, and I was her first child, but I seen so many people come in there, and to this day, my mama 87 years old. They come by her house. They make sure
Checking
that
on her.
she something taken care of.
Making sure
like, you
she's
know what I'm saying?
good.
Like, and to hear your story, like that really break my heart. Like, cause I done heard the story so many times. Like, even with people, parents coming in, like kids coming in with broken arms, or they being raped, or I had one of my nephews call me the other day, let me know, like, bro, my dad called me. He wanted me in. He got molested by his dad. Like, how can I love him? Like,
Wow.
man, it's just like, it's and what you saying as a man, bro, like, I really look at, you know what I'm saying? You keep doing what you're doing, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know you really, bro.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, because
Keep
you don't know
going.
where you going to
Keep
go.
pushing.
You don't
Appreciate
know
it.
where you going to go, because you touched me. You
Yeah.
feel me? And I grew up, but you grew up different.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I salute you as a man, bro, for real.
I appreciate that, brother. I salute you as well. And I'm gonna say this, that even though it was a female, it created perversion.
Which
within me.
doesn't make it any better.
Right. It doesn't.
Like being a female, like kind of want to tap into just kind of like that doesn't just come from attackers aren't always men.
All right. There
In
you go.
cases, you know, like sometimes the abusers are women, and you know that's just a conversation that we could talk about a later time. But you know,
Just shedding light on
right,
the mental health and, you know, the circumstances that make us into who we become. You
Right.
know, you never know what someone has gone through to become the individual that they are today. You
Right.
sit there and think they're strong and that's an artist and but an artist and a person are two different people.
two different people.
Yeah.
There's a stage name, and then there's their government name.
Right. One's an entity,
Right.
one isn't.
So can you share both with us?
Both entity
No,
meaning
yours, like your stage name and your.
it's the same. My real name is Andre Michael.
Okay.
So it actually works. You know, Andre Michael is my actual name and it's my stage name.
Right.
No,
Two
sure.
bar.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Two bar.
Yeah.
I love y'all, man. And like honestly, I really want to shed more light on this because, you know, these are things that I feel like a lot of people actually go through,
Yeah.
and they just don't. That's not something that we're just discussing every day. And it just makes me super grateful for my upbringing and for my parents, you know, because I grew up in a stable home. But it also just makes me remember, like, when I was in school, and I was in elementary and I was in middle school, I could always tell when certain children just didn't have the things that I have. What I mean by that, I just mean, like, they didn't have that love at home. It always made me grow stronger and just made me want to, like, engage with them a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
And it just made me realize, like, that is a real thing. Dealing with things at such a young age, having a foster mom, and just not being with your birth parents. That is a trauma.
Yep. And it led, honestly, that's what led me to the streets.
Right.
And that's what made me so hard. And so there was a point in my life where, you know, I was willing to hurt people for no reason. You know, I'm walking the streets and that's, you know, I ended
I'm
up
going through that right now.
with a $1.7 million bond, you know, fighting for my life.
How are we here today?
See what I mean?
1.7.
Yeah, I had a $1.7 million bond. I was on the news for a first-degree attempted murder, first-degree kidnapping. And so you have to know that God must have a plan.
Come on now.
He got to have a plan.
Every time.
Yeah, he can't. There's no way possible that you can suggest anything different.
Right.
Bless you.
There's no possible way, you know.
But look, sure, you're a deep dude. You also have to be willing to accept the plan and be willing to walk the path because you could have went astray millions of times. We all, even people at this table, everybody they have their own situations where their own struggle. You had foster parents. People got both their parents and they still go through stuff. So
Come on now.
everybody's story is different. But you have to have the strength to continue on and maintain and just go to get to where you want to go. So like we said, we proud of you, bro.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah, so I wanted to just lighten up a little bit. You get your past, but let's focus on what you got going right now, the future, and how you progressing and using your past to enhance your future and what you putting out to the people.
Thank you, Dre.
Yeah. So, how do I transition? How do you transition? I can say because there's other people out there. So the way you transition is you have to fight for self. If there's no one fighting for you, you got to fight for yourself. One thing God did give me was strength, perseverance,
Right.
wisdom, understanding at an earlier age, knowledge, capability to think and learn, to want and strive for myself. So,
To adapt for sure.
yes. So if someone's out there that has gone through something similar, then you need to find yourself. You need to know I wanted to know what was for me. And so I started to discover myself.
Right.
What can I do? I tried football, I tried basketball, I tried soccer, I tried boxing, I tried, that didn't, I could have done a lot of stuff. Could have went to the NFL, went to Independence High School in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
Coach Knox, Coach Brown touched my shoulder one day, asked me if I wanted to play football. I made speed camp. And I was offered to go to
What position? You don't mind me asking?
you know what? Before I would have thought free safety, wide receiver, defensive end, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I was big enough to do linebacker, outside linebacker, but
Yeah.
Coach Brown touched my shoulder and was like, I'm thinking somebody playing a prank. He like, you want to play some football? Somebody must have sent them to me because I was working out kind of big, and I made it through speed camp, and I was told to go to Panther Stadium, their practice field, but my mom made me work at Carowinds that year.
Oh Lord.
So
Go get some money, boy.
Yeah, so God said, nah, that's not what he wanted.
Right.
So you have to go searching. So what I did was I pursued writing and I discovered that I could write. When East Lamar was around, I used to go up to East Lamar and just walk around and just put myself on the spot, walk up to couples. Hey, what kind of music do you like? And they would tell me, I like hip hop, I like rock, I like R&B. As soon as they say R&B, I'll say I can sing. Knowing I'm a psychological being, I can say I understand psychology, where if I do this, you have no choice but to do that. An example is if I get into an elevator and I look at the people instead of looking out the door like everyone else.
Down or up
Yeah.
or anywhere but where they
If I turn around and look at you instead of looking at the door to wait for it to
you don't have
open,
a choice but to interact with them.
psychologically you're going to be uncomfortable, and I already know that. So what I did was I put myself in situations where I would be placed on the spot to discover myself, to understand, is this for me? And that's how I developed the capability of singing, of sound, of writing, to put myself on the spot. So that was the beginning of that.
Right. So, last question for me, and then we'll be able to tap in with your social media. But between these two, you had an option, A or B. Would you go with love or survival?
Love or survival? I think you should emphasize a little more on, because love or survival, survival could come with some love because
I feel like, honestly, not to complicate things, because I feel like that's just something that we're always gonna do, just one or the other.
love or survival.
Yeah, just love or survival. There's no
I
right
think-
and wrong answer.
I think I would choose survival. Love is subjective.
Okay.
Love is it's not always what that's a very broad. That's broad.
That's
survival.
broad.
Yeah, survival. I can get love with survival. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I can make up whatever I want
Right.
with survival. With love, that's just love. It's just you're stuck in that place. So I don't like to be stuck in one place. Survival allows me to do what I have done. It allows me to place things that are best for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a creator.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, there was no right or wrong answer to that. I just kind of like, based off the conversation, it was just one of those things that popped into my mind.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you.
So you your base is in New York and stuff, but you down here in Charlotte. You seem like you real grounded. You in touch with your roots. Why are you pushing more down here as opposed to Charlotte? I mean, in my fault, as opposed to New York. Seeing as all the labels up there, there's a lot of motion going up there. Why you working down here for most of the time?
The headquarters are located up there. It's just a lot of cool things.
The reason why I decided to more so push my music in the South versus up North is because when I came here, again, remember I was 14, transitioned to 15. I had just turned 15. So I went to Myers Park. I went to East Meck. I went to Independence. I went to, what is it? CPCC.
He was in all
College.
that's boy.
I mean, I have,
all the niggas
I've seen
was
it
for
on
sure.
TV. The marketing was great there.
yeah, so I didn't know anybody in New York. I was too young. I was a baby. I was in a house. So, that's a great question.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why.
Right.
Yeah,
You got
there's
locked
people
in.
that know me that don't even know I can sing.
He seen the white tees and shit. He was hooked.
So basically, I was like, your team, like when you started to grow up, you was in the Carolinas.
Right. Like when I learned myself and discovered
That
who
critical
I was,
part
You was
for
in the
sure.
Carolinas.
Yeah, my brothers didn't even know I could sing when we was in New York. My mother didn't even, nobody even knew I could sing until I came here. And when I finally let them know I could sing, they were like, so surprised.
Yeah.
It's like, how long you been able to sing? I'm like, bro, I've been singing for like 10 years by now. I was just scared. I was just non-confident. Like, it took me a long time to build an understanding of, can you really do this?
Yeah.
I didn't know,
Yeah.
Right.
So that's probably really wild.
Yeah.
Man, you done gave the ladies a little piece, what I mean? Let them know, hear some of your tunes. Let them know where to hear some of your music at. Let them know Spotify. I know you got on Instagram, goddamn Apple Music, all that. But let them know some of your albums, stuff like that, just so they can go search it up.
Okay. Debut single, Lucky Me. Check that out on all platforms. That one has like about 8,000 streams right now.
Okay.
I'm independent, absolutely. So everything you see is going to be all me. I wrote it. I produced it. I did everything. I mastered them.
Funded.
I did everything.
Okay, damn.
Executive
In
production.
terms of the mastering, I might not have physically did it with my fingers, but I approved the master. So I did it all. You got 21, you got Lucky Me, you got Sleep Deprived, which is the latest. We got another one I can't think of right now, Buddha Head. And you can check them out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and wherever else you listen to music. And my handle on these platforms, if you go to Instagram, you're going to have to put one Andre Michael. That's one ANDRE MICHAEL. On Facebook, just simply Andre Michael. Again, ANDRE MICHAEL. I will appreciate any love that you show, and I'm going to keep on going. I release a song every other month, and I'm going to keep it hot.
Damn, my boy, he released every other month too, so
Thank
you know
you.
for sure he gonna be dropping.
For show.
For sure. We gonna be playing you on hey, we got a radio station too. We gonna be playing you on there, my boy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I appreciate
You coming through?
Thank you.
Hey, yo, I appreciate you for real, for what you show. What
Can
you
you
share.
sing us a tune off so we can have an outro? We haven't had an outro yet on Concealed Media.
Let me get y'all this.
Like
I gotta
this
hit.
outro.
I gotta hit the daggone.
You don't gotta tell us, just do that.
I just gotta hit the one latest. Is it that obvious that I want you, girl? I wanna be the only one all up on you, girl. You mean so much to me, ain't no fantasy. Spend this life with me, but you didn't know I had a ring, oh. One shot to say what I wanna say, to show ya what I really wanna do. We could do it in the morning, we could do it in the evening, we could do it in the nighttime. I want you fiending for it. We could do it in the morning, and we could do it in the evening. We could do it in the nighttime. I want you fiending for it. Go listen to it. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Make sure that y'all tap in. Make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that y'all are subscribed to Two Bar Radio.
Two Bar Radio.
You know what I'm saying? It's the right thing to do.
Peace.